Hello, my name is Eric Richter, Agronomic Service Manager for Seeds with Syngenta Canada. Today I'd like to talk with you about the impact that in-crop soybean diseases ultimately have on your yield and of course profitability. It is interesting though, in terms of managing for in-crop diseases, we encourage growers to back that up in the planting process well before they've planted their crop. There's a number of areas we want to focus on. There's 4 pillars. They would include genetics, they would include cultural practices, which I'll talk about. They also include the seed treatment, and finally fungicides. First with genetics, I think it's a long-standing best management practice that we've recommended as a company to spend the time to get that best fit, the best variety in terms of disease management. And the reason that this is so important, it really is the first line of defense. The varieties will have either resistance or tolerance to some of these diseases. And at Syngenta, we've worked very hard to categorize and to rate our varieties for tolerance, as I say, or resistance to diseases like sudden death syndrome or white mold tolerance. The other area is the seed itself. A number of the soybean diseases can be transmitted on the seed. It's important to use certified seed, clean seed, and treated seed with a fungicide. That will really, again, give you critical protection and cut that disease cycle in your new crop. The other area I mentioned was cultural practices. There's 3 components here. Rotation would be one. Really good rotations, lengthening the time where soybeans are planted in that rotation will help lower the disease incident or lower the disease inoculum. Again, best management practice. Another area is fertility. In terms of cultural practices, start strong, stay strong, help that plant in its natural immune system, protects itself against diseases. So fertility, very critical. But the third one, and we've talked about this a little bit already, is managing population, getting the ideal population to optimize canopy. We don't want too much vegetative growth. We want to really find that ideal spot between vegetative growth and reproductive growth, and that in turn will minimize some of the disease potential. The other one, the fourth one, is in crop with fungicides. And it goes without saying that I think growers need to understand that as they climb up the yield curve, higher yields invariably create environments that are more conducive to diseases. We've got the disease triangle, we've got that pathogen, the host, the crop, and we've got the environment. And as we grow better crops of soybeans, invariably there is that risk of soybean diseases in crop increasing. What we want to do is help growers understand that in high yield, there's high risk with disease. Fungicides is your last line of defense, whether it be Allegro as a white mold specialist or Trivapro as a broad spectrum. In areas where we know we've got a high risk of disease, that use of fungicide can really help increase yields and maximize profitability at a really good return on investment. So those would be the areas we'd encourage growers to focus on for in-crop disease management. And we want to be a little bit more proactive than reactive, and at the end of the day, help the grower grow the best crop of soybeans.